Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review, and this time we have the limited edition Lindt Lindor Mint. Easy for you to say. Yeah, so basically this is an exclusive to Tesco in this country, in the UK. I'm not sure about the rest of the world, but in the UK this is a Tesco exclusive, and it is limited edition. Limited. Yeah, so basically it's a mint one. Now I don't think you can get this in any other Lindor sort of assortment pack or anything like that. You might be able to get it at the Lindor store that some crops up in some places. Probably can, not sure. Anyway, either way, here we go. This is the box of them. Now Lindor's not very cheap actually. I mean, I'm sure it's about £5-6 to buy this in the UK, so it's quite. They're not cheap really. I don't know. I think it's possibly really no more expensive to make than anything else, but it's got that sort of prestige appeal to it, hasn't it? That sort of, what's the word? Can't think of the word really. A bit, well, poshness, basically. Posh chocolate, isn't it? Basically, there you go. It's sort of, delicate and I'm not sure what the word is. I'm trying to look for a word. It's like not prestigious. Yeah, I think I might have used that already. A bit like, a bit sort of. Well, there's that stupid French saying "je ne sais quoi," isn't there? It's got that about it. I don't know. I say stupid. Not. I mean, as in, in English, but it means nothing in French. That's what I mean by being stupid. Maybe it does. Who knows? But no, nothing wrong with the French. Don't worry. Yes. So yeah, I don't know. It's just got that sort of, as I say, it's just got that appeal to it, hasn't it? It's a bit sort of indulgent. Indulgence. That's the word I was looking for. Indulgence. Yes, that's the word. Okay, so what have we got? We've got milk chocolate truffles with a smooth melting mint filling. There we go. We've got the typical Lindt, this guy on the back. I mean, I always say this, and he's clearly never touched any chocolate in his life. I mean, the fact he's got such a clean, smock or whatever you'd say. Well, the fact he's not got it all around his mouth is something else to start with. Clearly doesn't know what clearly has no taste whatsoever. But obviously, no, not touched any chocolate ever before in his life. So clearly an imposter. So there we go, yes, so it says, wherever and whenever you take a Lindor moment, it just seems to make life feel so much more sublime. When you unwrap Lindor and break its delicate chocolate shell, the irresistibly smooth filling starts to melt, gently carrying you away into a moment of bliss. So there we go, so it says Lindor, created by the Lindt master chocolatiers, passion and love for chocolate since 1845. It's got all this highly meltable, keep cool, like that, and quality guarantee, blah, blah, blah. Manufactured and stuff like this, and it's got Lindt and something of a farming program. So it's got a cocoa. So basically, they've got their own sort of, fair trade type of fair on it. But again, it doesn't say fair trade. I don't really, it could mean anything, couldn't it? So who knows? But apparently it's something good. That's what we've got to believe. Okay, so calorie-wise, does it even say? Oh, it does on the back actually, on the bottom. So hidden away there. So per 100 grams. So the whole thing. It's 200, so it's double this for the whole box. So it's 622 calories, 47 grams of fat, 35 of which are saturates. So for the whole box, which is very easy to eat, so it's 1,244 calories, 94 grams of fat, 70 of which are saturates. So very, very calorific, these things. I mean, there's not many in a box, is there? Maybe 20 or something. So if you consider the whole box is 1,200 calories. That means that each one is probably 100 calories. We'll count them anyway. We'll count them. And I quite like the way it's got a little image of the Lindor on the bottom here. The thing with me is Lindor sounds like a brand, like a company, So I always think Lindor's the company that makes it, but it's Lindt Lindor, isn't it? Lindor's the type of chocolate. And it sounds. I don't really like the name of that. I prefer if it's called something a bit better. That's just my opinion. So now the other thing people will notice, and usually, other than perhaps in, say, Jacob's Clubs, or McVitie's Clubs, as they probably are now, usually mint is accompanied by dark chocolate, isn't it? And so you think of After Eights, you think of, Mintolas or whatever they're called, rather After Eight little thingies now, aren't they? Or anything really, Matchmakers. Well, even Matchmakers, that's a bad example. Well, who knows? But anyway, sometimes it's dark chocolate. So this one is, I think you would normally say it's dark chocolate, isn't it? It seems to just be dark chocolate with mint, doesn't it? Generally, although perhaps not as often as you'd think when you think about it, as I've just discovered. But anyway, to cut a long story short, this is milk chocolate. So we'll see if it makes any difference, or whether it's nice or not. I would have thought they would have done these with dark chocolate, to be honest with you, which I am a bit surprised about, because they do a dark chocolate Lindor. But I guess what it really is, they've just added a mint flavouring, so maybe it's just more cost effective to make them in the regular ones, because they just make more of those. Maybe that's what it is. But being a limited edition one, you would have thought they would just push the boat out, you know. Or maybe even do a double one where it's dark and milk. Maybe they should have done that. I don't know. I'm sure that's not impossible. They do an assortment pack as it is. So it says may contain hazelnuts and other nuts. Maybe someone would like to tell me why hazelnuts are more prominent than other nuts. Maybe there's specific reactions to hazelnuts, I don't know. But I think you would just say may contain nuts, wouldn't you really? I don't know why you'd... Unless hazelnuts are not a nut. I don't know. I believe peanuts are not nuts, so maybe hazelnuts aren't as well. I have no idea. Anyway, without further ado, I think we should get in there. Let's have a look. Quite like the box. It's quite a nice mint colouring. You can see it's sort of a bit of a gradient going on. I think it's a bit light at the top. We'll just... It's got this weird... Yeah, Lindors do have this sort of weird pattern on them. I don't know if you ever noticed this, but it's petals or something. I don't really know what on earth it's meant to be. Yeah, you'll notice it. They have like all around here. Here we go. Here it is. Yes, this is probably what it's meant to be. Yeah, like weird. I don't know what it is. Some kind of plant, isn't it? But I've no idea. Unless this is a mint plant in this case, but I'm sure they have them on all of them. You know, this kind of weird plant going on. And I don't know what it's meant to be. It's all. Maybe it's got this sort of Lindt coat of arms here as well, which you don't normally notice either. So I don't. They've got these weird things on this box that you just don't really make any sense. But you know, they're there for anyway. They're not just a pattern; they're actually something. Just be a dragon with a rose on top of it, or a tulip, or something like that. Probably represents the city it comes from. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's open it. I'm sure you're all waiting for that. Ooh. So it says, "You choose the moment. We'll supply the bliss," I think it says. We'll provide the bliss. There you go. Very nice. It says resealable pack. Okay, so let's see how many we get. They certainly look nice, don't they? Would definitely know which ones are mint. Let's see, you don't get many of them though. I said 20. Do you even get that many? 10. Wow. 16 I think we've got here. 16. 16, wow, so that's the really high calories, aren't they? So each one, I mean, what do we say? The whole box was 1,244. So what is that? Is that something like, don't know, 80 calories, something like that? Maybe half that, maybe 60. 60 times, yeah. No, it must be about 80. 80 calories each. 80 times 10 is 800, add another 6 of those. Yeah. Something like 80 calories, 70, 80 calories. So not as bad as I thought, actually. I think I was overdoing it with my maths as always. But yeah, so about 80 calories each. So still quite a lot, though. Not excessive, so you might be able to, yeah. I'll work it out, put a caption on. I should just leave it to that, shouldn't I? I should never even bother trying to work out these things. Because I don't know what I'm talking about. Right, so here we go. Here's the, right. Here we go. So here's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see a bit of a shiny reflection there. So it's quite nice. So we've got this pattern on this bit here. Lindt Lindor. But it's got on the side, it's something like, oh, it says mint, milk mint. There we go. Ah, there we go. I thought it was some kind of coffee, sort of weird flavouring, but it just means it's got milk. So it's got latte ementa. So I guess that's Italian there, I guess. And milk mint. So there we go. So it doesn't say dark mint or anything like that. So okay. Well, it's a typical sphere anyway. It's a typical Lindor size. I'm assuming it's the same size as always. Don't believe there'd be any reason for it to be any different. Yeah. Just checking my microphone was working there. Okay, let's give it open. So I do have a knife somewhere to cut this open with. So it's a bit of a warm day-ish today in the UK. It's been quite a good summer so far. Bizarrely, it's rained a bit, but not always at convenient times, and only for short times as well. But it's gone a bit cloudy today, but it's been quite nice. So here we go. So it looks like a typical Lindor thing. I'm gonna get a lot of mint smell from it. You know, that typical mint flavouring. It's very nice. So you can see it's got that sort of weird nubbin at the top, and sort of the filled in one at the bottom. I think most Lindors have that. It's obviously where they fill it from, I guess. I don't know why there's one at the bottom like that, and obviously this is where they fill it on the top and it's sealed. But I don't know why you get that one at the bottom. Maybe that's just to keep it standing upright when you do it, perhaps. Yeah, I think that's probably what that's for. So you have them like that. That keeps it from rolling around. That's what I would expect, and it makes sense. And then they fill it from the top. So there is there's no seal that I can. Oh yeah, there's a join there. You can see there's a join around the edge. I don't know if you can make that out. So you see it is melting a bit because it's quite warm. But yeah, there's a join there. So don't know, clearly they probably sealed the two halves together and then fill it from the top. And you have this bottom one to keep it in place. That's what I think. So let's see. So I can't obviously measure the circumference with any degree of accuracy. So I'm going to just measure roughly the diameter. So it's about 2.8, I think, something like that. 2.8 centimeters. Yeah, so it should be the same all the way you would expect. Yeah, trying to. Yeah, 2.7, 2.8. Hard to tell, really, as you would expect. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to move a few of these out of the way just to give a bit more room. Put them back in the box. Leave a couple out. So I get a nice mint smell from it, I have to say. It's very nice. Let's try giving it a cut. So you can see there's a bit of chocolate left over there. So I'll give it a bit of a cut. Don't think there'll be any surprises here as to what it's like in the centre, which is typical Lindor affair. So you see actually though, a bit surprising. There's a bit of a hollow bit there. Don't know which side it's from actually. Yeah, it's the side it's been filled from, so it actually leaves a bit of a gap where it's been filled from. See, there's the sort of nubbin at the top. When I open it, it's melting away here now. It's starting to melt quite so severely. Been handled too much. But there you go, you can see there's a sort of hollow cavity there, so it doesn't fill it right to the top, which I think is a bit of a, but then they do manage to fill the top of it somehow, so they're a bit cheeky there, I'd say. Especially on that side. Look at that. Yeah. Right, so it's starting to melt very dramatically now. I'm really... I best just eat this. What better excuse? I'm going to lift the camera up. There we go, hello. So, okay. Right, okay. Without further ado, without further ado, then I'll start talking about something else. Well, you're used to that by now, I'm sure. So, basically, normally I find these too sickly for me. So I must say, I'm just going to give you that caveat now. Normally I think one of these big ones here is a bit too much for me normally on a sickly level. I prefer the smaller ones, you get those little mini ones, so big, because they're just the right amount for me. So we'll have that caveat in there straight away, and I reckon this is just going to be like a normal Lindor, but with mint flavouring, so I might find it a bit sickly, but let's give it a go. Wow, wow. That's really, I don't know if I've just warmed it up or something, but that really melted away in my mouth as soon as I ate it, more than the regular ones, I'm sure. Melted chocolate everywhere. That really just dissolved, completely dissolved. I don't know if it's because I cut it in half. It just, I mean, I've never had it like that before. I'm going to try a full one. I mean, it was really nice actually. It didn't linger at all. It literally just sort of dissolved instantaneously in my mouth, and you got like a river of mint flavoured cream, which is very nice actually. Let's just try a whole one then and see. Still dissolves very quickly. I don't remember the regular Lindors being that quick to dissolve in your mouth. Maybe they do. I wouldn't have thought this would be any different. It's very minty, as you expect. So if you don't like mint, it's basically the typical sort of mint flavouring in the chocolate. It's that kind of mint flavour. There's no crispy bits or anything. There's nothing. It's literally just mint flavouring. It's very refreshing. It really does feel refreshing, and I would say perhaps takes away from that sickly taste a bit, really, because you just get a sort of like a river of not overly strong but refreshing mint down on your tongue, really, and it's very It's actually quite nice. It's so nice. It's the way it delivers it. Because that centre melts so quickly and so There must be some adjective that's that they use on the back here. Let's have a look. There must be one. It says melting. Smooth. I mean, it's not too far away to say that when the irresistibly smooth filling starts to melt, gently carrying you away in a moment of bliss. I mean, it's not. I mean, that's not. I mean, well, it is very nice, and that's not. And I would say that's a good description of it, really. Maybe it's a bit over exaggerated, but it does really have that effect. It's a very lovely, beautiful melting sensation on your tongue, and it's really exacerbated or exaggerated or empowered, I think, by that mint flavouring. I mean, it really does add to it because it's so fresh. It just really does give you a sort of a sort of like a whoosh on your tongue. It's very very nice, and you don't get that from the normal one. It didn't stand out anyway. I don't remember feeling that when I ate the regular Lindors. So I think this does have something to it. The fact that it's mint, it's not just a gimmick, really. It really works, and it really does refresh your mouth, and it feels so nice as it melts on your tongue. I think, bizarrely, when I actually cut it in half and ate them that way, I think that was even better. I think because you instantly got that mint centre in your mouth. So rather than having to chew it or bite into it, it just completely dissolved straight away, and that actually really added to it. So much so that I'm going to try it again. Now, I think I'm possibly reaching the border now of it being a bit too sickly. But obviously I'm reviewing it, so I've got to do these things. Normally I think that'll probably about right for me for a good couple of minutes until I add some more. But let's try cutting it. So I've not done a good cut here. Honestly, I've kind of cut it very they're not even at all. But it shouldn't matter because it's access to that centre that's what I'm getting at. So let's try it again. Yeah. Not so much this time because I didn't cut it very well in half, but definitely that one extra bite or whatever really does make a difference, and it just makes an instant melting sensation on your tongue, and it's and you're left with the outer shell, whereas normally you probably would get rid of it both at the same time. So, to get rid of it, eat it. Very. I do like these a lot, and I think that mint really does add to it. I mean, it's still mint, and they're still Lindors. It's really just sort of a mint flavouring, so it's not massively different, but it just gives you that extra sensation, I think, and I like it. The regular Lindors are not my favourite ones. I like all of them really, but they're just a bit too creamy for me. But I don't feel that with this one. I think the mint tricks you into not getting as much creamy sensation, and it's more of a mint sensation instead, even though obviously it's the same thing. And I'm sure they're the same centre. I'm sure it's the same centre. It's just got mint flavouring. But this one did feel like it really dissolved a lot quicker and more refreshing on the tongue because of that mint flavouring. And I was really impressed actually. And I think it's more than just a mint flavouring. I think it does add a new sensation or a feeling of a new sensation because of it. And I do recommend these a lot. I think if you don't like mint, it probably isn't going to be for you. I don't think there's anything different here. But I still would say to try it because Lindors are quite special. Not like any other chocolates, they do have a different sensation. And the fact that it melts with that mint flavour, I've not had that in any other mint chocolate before. And it really is nice and refreshing. It's not an overly strong mint either. It's very nice, and it works on a level that other chocolates don't. So I really do recommend it. I think if you're Lindor and Mint fan, Lindor Mint, this is going to be easily a 5 out of 5 for you, obviously. I think for me, I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Lindor fan ever. I do like them, but as I say, they are a bit too sickly for me generally. But maybe because I eat too much of them. So, maybe it's my own fault. And I'm not a massive mint fan either. I can take or leave mint flavoured chocolate generally. I'm not a massive fan of it, but I will eat it, and it can be nice, but it's usually not high on my list of flavours I want to taste. But in this case, I think it really works. These two work very well together. You don't get that sickly taste, and it's not overly minty. And because of the way the chocolate is, because of the centre, the mint and the Lindor just accompany each other so well. I think it's easily a 4.5 out of 5. I think probably a 4 really, but a 4.5. after that first initial one. I think after you've had a couple of them, it's perhaps you start thinking, oh, you know, it's a bit much. But I get like that anyway with Lindors. So if you don't, then that's not applicable to you. So you would definitely keep it as a 4.5 out of 5. So I think, yeah, I think for that initial burst of that lovely sensation, I think 4.5 out of 5. I think generally after that, you know, after you've got used to it a bit, and the fact that you have to eat the whole thing at once rather than you can't really cut it in half unless you've got a knife handy. I think I'd say a 4 out of 5, but definitely worth picking up and worth trying because it's as I say, it is a taste sensation that's not really like anything else. It really is, to be honest with you. So it's worth trying them. You know, even if you don't think it's going to be your favourite chocolate. I don't think it's not my favourite chocolate, but it's still really nice. That sensation I haven't had anywhere else, so it is really worth experiencing. Definitely recommend experiencing it. So there we go. Okay, guys. So if you enjoyed that review, follow me on Twitter, subscribe, leave a comment or 3. Follow me on Instagram as well. It's always great to hear from you, so please get in touch and I'll see you in the next video. Take care everyone, see you later. Bye for now.